Does the itch ever come back? Do you ever want to get back in the car you're about? I think now you just passed 6 years removed from your last Xfinity race, so.
Yeah, I did run a race last year up in Canada. I went and did a late model race and had a blast. And every time I come to a racetrack, I miss it, right? Every time I turn a race on, I miss it. That's never going to change. And part of me doesn't want that feeling to ever change because even on the broadcast side now, I want to always have that feeling because it means that it means something to me, and I hope that comes across, on air when we're talking about this stuff and when we're, calling a pit stop or if I'm in the booth doing a truck race or whatever it may be. So I don't want that feeling to ever change. Do I have the itch to go out and do it right now? I can tell you on the Cup side, no. And my reason for that is because, as I was mentioning earlier on, talking to people here, the garage is so good that if you're not doing it every weekend and if you're not entrenched in it and you're not able to literally focus 1,000% of your time to it, then you're going to give something up. And I think the best example in some of those part-time deals that I was doing, I noticed really quick on the road courses, I could go out there and still feel like I had speed to be up towards the front and still feel like I could do the right things with the car to help give it what it's capable of. On the ovals, I was noticing that there was maybe a half a tenth at one end of the track and a half a tenth at the other end that I couldn't find that limit the way that I felt like I could before I was done full-time driving and doing some of the broadcasting. And on an oval, if you just take a tenth of a second a lap, it might be the difference between finishing 5th and finishing 20th, and maybe even worse right now. So it's a real challenge from that. Now, some of the truck races and stuff like that, I'll never say never. Truck, Xfinity, some of the other series, there's been some stuff that's popped up and it hasn't worked out, but I never use that R word technically, so you never know. And I'm only 41 actually still. So
you're not that far off from Justin Allgaier in age if you think about it.
No, and that's the other element to it. I've still got years ahead of me. And we'll see. You never know. Life gets busy with other stuff too, though, and I feel like I've been fortunate. I got a good mix with what I do with Fox. They've been great to me, and it's really an enjoyable time, right? Like we're kind of like a family that first part of the year, and we get the privilege of talking about what's going on the racetrack to everybody, and that is a privilege, right? And it's not something that's taken lightly, and I thoroughly enjoy doing that. And I think because of that passion and that feeling that I have, like, man, I still wish I could get out there. I think that's why I enjoy that so much, and hopefully, if it helps somebody that's never watched before enjoy it differently because of it, then that's great.
Being back at Darlington, where 2011 your furniture row racing win, so 500, are there any extra emotions or any extra thoughts that come into play, even broadcast here or not, just when you're back at Darlington every year?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, number one, it's one of my favorite places to come without the win, but whether it's broadcasting or whether it's whatever the reason is that I'm here today, just to be here and get to enjoy the racetrack, the emotions always come pouring back. I mean, I still vividly remember, pulling to the start-finish line, doing the burnout, going to Victory Lane and getting out and doing the interview, and there was a lot of different things going on that weekend too. And I had said it during the interview. That was when the tornadoes had hit. I believe it was Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and there was just devastation down there. Well, at the time, my mother, who was a big animal rescue advocate, she was actually there. She missed very few races, and it happened to be Mother's Day as well. And it just, she had a huge part of my career. And then I, at the time, was not married, but my now wife was here with me as well. And coming back even today, thinking about the memories, and we went and did a picture in Victory Lane with all the former winners that are either active or as many of them that are here that aren't active. And like my kids didn't know any of that stuff, and they're looking at the trophy. I'm like, Dad, your face is on the trophy. I'm like, guys, well, that's the same one that's at the house that has my face on it also. And I'm like, you do know that, right? And seeing it click in their brains, they're actually finally getting a little bit of a grasp of what Dad did before the TV thing, because they just see the TV thing and they think, oh, Dad just talks about race cars on TV. They don't know any different that there was other things going on. So this place will forever hold a special place in my heart. This this racetrack. And, you know, we actually spend a lot of our time about an hour and a half north of here now, ironically enough, real close to Rockingham in the Pinehurst area. So, like, for me, the Sandhills, or whether it's North Carolina or South Carolina, I love the area and the region anyway, so much so that I've spent half my time living there.
Awesome. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.